Okay, baby.
Okay.
Listen now. Tell us about human compassion versus the compassion of God, the Lord Jesus Christ.
Well, that's something the Lord's taught us about, isn't it? Over the years. Who is that preacher? Reinhard
Bunke.
No, Raynard or somebody.
Oh, Paris Radid.
Yeah. And, he really sums it up big time, because he says that he found out that he went to Africa because of human compassion. That he had seen things on TV of the Africans and how they had to live and how they suffered and everything else, and so his heart was stirred to go over there and preach the gospel to them, because they were needing the gospel. That's the way he thought. But when he got over there, he found out that they had heard the gospel and they didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to live the life of the Lord. They wanted to stay in their sin. And the Lord showed him through that experience that, you've been working off of human compassion. We see things with people and we our human compassion will kick in. But what we have learned is human compassion is not the same as God's compassion. Very much different. I'll give you an example. One time when my sister had just come to the Lord, my little sister, and she wanted us to come over and help her move, but we kept getting a check in our spirit for some reason that we weren't supposed to. But she was crying and said she didn't have anybody to help her and all this stuff, and so we went. But the minute we got there, we knew we weren't supposed to go. And see, the Lord had showed us that in the very beginning, because she really didn't need our help. There was a whole bunch of people there, and it just wasn't God's will for us to go. And we have learned that just because something seems like it's the right thing to do in our eyes does not mean it's the right thing to do in God's eyes. And that it's His compassion and His Spirit that's moving us. We've learned that. And in this time, you might feel a hardness or whatever, that you think, oh my God, what's happening to my heart and blah, blah, blah. But that's not necessarily so, because it's the Lord moving us out of that human compassion flesh realm into the spirit realm of His compassion, where when He's having compassion on someone, it hits you deeply in your spirit. And then you know that, that's what the Lord wants me to do. That's what the Lord's doing. And because we're going to see a lot of things coming up in this time of trouble and devastation that we are really in and going to be entering into more and more. We're going to have to know the things the Lord wants us to do and the things He doesn't want us to do.